Welcome to the Think Generational Wealth Podcast, episode number 72. And I am your host, Amir Estimo. In today's episode, I will be sharing a audio with you it's a episode short clip where Kevin Hart was on the Joe Rogan podcast and he was talking about generational wealth and financial literacy. So of course, being that Think Generational Wealth, our goal is to be wealth, assets, and prosperity. So part of wealth is having conversations that can help elevate us onto that. So a fair warning, disclaimer, there is quite a few profanity in the video, but for the most part, it does have a very good message. So please, if you are not interested, if you are someone that's sensitive to that, please just maybe wait till the next episode, or just give it a chance and just to hear the message, okay? All right. Now, if you like the content, please subscribe to the podcast. If you enjoy it, please share the podcast. Rate and review the podcast. I really do appreciate you. Any kind of feedback, whether it's good or bad, is good. It only is going to make me better. So now on to the recording. Kevin Hart on the topic of generational wealth and financial literacy.
I feel that in today's time, what people are most selfish with is information. Nobody wants to give information. You got to ask for it. If you ask for it, then all right, maybe I'll tell you some stuff, but it's a search and find.
You mean real good information?
Information about how to get to success. That's the want from everybody across the board on some level.
Right.
Okay. Everybody's success is different. This doesn't mean fame and stars. I'm not talking about that level of success for everything. I'm saying whatever your version of success is, to get to it, information from someone that's done it or that's partaken in it in some degree will only add to the value of your journey. It's only going to make it easier. It's not to say that you got to do what they said, but with that information, you're able to process it, maybe use it, maybe not.
Right.
But you got it.
Right.
That's what I wanted to do. I said, I got a life. I got a hell of a life that I've lived, full of ups, downs, potholes, cobblestone, speed bumps, flat road, U-turns, some smack brick walls that I ran into, some revolving doors of back and forth, and through it all, my mental has only gotten better because I feel like I've been in the mental gym, the mental fitness that coincides with life. It should get better. You should get wiser. You should get smarter. You should be able to make better decisions. And all of my decisions came from the massive amount of fuck-ups. And I can now share those fuck-ups. I can now share the rights and the wrongs and the way that I handle all of the things that I've done. And people can just take that information and go, wow, I never looked at it like that.
Well, it gives them a better view of the landscape.
Yeah.
Especially when someone like you almost seem like an unattainable person. Like, how does he do that? How is he doing that? How does this guy go from Philadelphia to be one of the biggest movie stars in the world? How does he become one of the biggest stand-up comedy stars ever? How the fuck do you do that? You almost seem like an alien, to people on the outside. But then when they hear you talk about your real life and talk about these fuck-ups, talk about these successes and talk about the lessons that you've learned, man, that's fuel for folks in a way that nothing else is, because there's a lot of people that are bullshitting online. There's a lot of these motivational speakers that haven't done shit. And it's a weird thing. It's like they're trying to give you motivation by like sort of reciting things that they think are going to work.
That they think you want to hear.
But they haven't done anything. But someone who's done something, when you say it, people are going to listen. They're going to go, oh, and you're so honest about everything, which is that's everything to people, because when you're pure, when your words are pure, people take them right in. They come right in. There's no like, oh, this guy's kind of fucking selling me something. Oh, this guy's kind of full of shit. Yeah, exactly.
I got nothing to sell. I had a talk with Chase, Chase, JP Morgan Chase, are partners of mine, and we were doing this. We're doing this thing called Advancing Black Pathways, right? Where we're trying to cure financial literacy in the black community. We're on like year number 2 right now, right? And there was a conversation where they wanted to have said bankers go and talk to the kids in the inner city. And I was like, you can't send a white man that works for J.P. Morgan Chase to the inner city of said community, hood, whatever, to talk to these young black kids that has no idea about the life that the black kids are living. I said, what you need is people that have actually come from these environments. They have made it out of the environments and now understand how money works. Because now when I talk to you, I'm not talking to you with hypotheticals, and I'm not preaching to you about what you should do and what you got to do. I said, I'm telling you what I did that didn't work. I'm telling you how I fucked off money, and I'm telling you what I didn't know. Hey, guys, here's a fact. There is no education that comes with money in the black communities. It doesn't. You can go search for it. There isn't one. It does not exist. There is no one that is outright teaching the kids in a black community how to operate financially, how to set up for your future. There is nobody talking to you about ownership, homes, mortgages, investments, stocks. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's not until you get out of that environment that you meet some people that are planning their life accordingly that you start to ask questions. It's not till maybe college and on the later side of it that you're with people that are getting jobs in the future that you start to do it. There is no prep or education at a young age. I said, so you need a fucking man that can go there and go, hey man, let me tell you why y'all gotta stop taking these free credit cards. Let me tell you why you gotta stop putting a cable in somebody else's name and continuing to fuck it up. Let me tell you why you gotta stop being okay with not having a bank account. Let me tell you why you gotta stop using the check cash places. There's nobody giving that information. I said, that's what I am. So if we're gonna have a relationship, let's build it off of something authentic. Let's build it off of something that people can go, I get that. Since then, to go back to your point, my relationship has been based on me telling the truth. I told J.P. Morgan Chase, I want to go to the inner city and I want to have these discussions, but let me have them my way. I don't want to have it in a J.P. Morgan Chase way. And I got to credit them for backing me because they align me with other people that share the same stories, that have achieved certain levels of success, that speak to the same thing. So everything that I've done, everything that I'm trying to do, when I do talk about it, I come proven. I'm only talking about this because I really got knowledge about it. I don't got knowledge about it because I'm the smartest motherfucker in the world. That's not where the knowledge is coming from, Joe. My knowledge is coming from, hey man, yo, don't walk through door number 1. I walked through that door.
There's a monster in there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit in that door. It wasn't until I came out that door that I saw those monsters that I knew the other monsters weren't as bad in door number 2. But door number 3 is finally where you should go. I messed up, man. I went to the first 2 doors wrong. Why can't I give that to somebody that hasn't experienced those doors yet? Why can't I just get that information and possibly prevent them from walking into those doors?
And that's what's really valuable for people listening.
Yeah, man.
That's what's really valuable.
Yes.
Someone who's actually done it and done it wrong and done it right. And like, hey, listen, I fucked up. This is how I fucked up. That means so much to people. It really, you're advancing people's possibilities.
I think that's what life should be about.
Yes.
If as adults, we have a job to do. Whether you want to admit it or not, your job is to set up the next generation. That's our job. Whether you want to fucking admit it or not. It's your kids, it's your friends, it's whomever. You're supposed to live a certain way, do certain things to set up for the next generation to come and to be able to do better. If you don't, then you're not doing your part. And if the world never fucking grows, you got to raise your hand and be responsible. Because you're a part of the lag.
Yeah.
You're part of the delay. If we look up in 15, 20 years and we're in the same spot, well, that means that our fucking groundbreakers that was doing all the shit during that 15, 20 years never shared the information so that these new people could come through and break new ground.
Yeah.
Somebody got to do more than what the fuck I did. I don't care who it is.
Right.
But you got to do more.
Right.
Somebody gotta fucking do more. Somebody gotta break these records. And
You already blazed the trail.
yeah, this all
Keep
I did.
going.
All I did was show you, hey man, hey, they stopped here, but I kept going to the left, and I started haul ass, and look what I found. Now that I'm over here, that means it's more. You don't know what the fuel in a rocket is going to be. You just gotta fucking buckle up and be prepared for the takeoff. Now, if it take off and you don't know where the seatbelts are and you don't know where the lights and shit at, well, now you got a fucked up rocket ride. you gonna crash. It's over. It's over if you're not ready. God bless the Shaq All-Star Comedy Jam. After that aired, I remember doing a show at Caroline's. Joe, this is a true fucking story. Shout out to Lewis from Caroline's Comedy Club. I was just doing a weekend. Weekend, you're supposed to be doing, 3 shows. We sold out 15 shows. We sold out 15 fucking shows. Michael Berkowitz can confirm this. That's my public appearance agent. We just kept getting calls. We're gone. We just put the tickets up for another show. They're gone. What? What do you want to do? We can add another. You want to try to do a Wednesday night? Yeah, go ahead. It's gone. Wow. Kevin, we added the Wednesday. It's gone. What do you want to do? You want to see if we can add a late show Wednesday? Yeah, fuck it, I guess. It's gone. Tuesday, it went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We was in that bitch till goddamn Wednesday. Caroline's Comedy Club was a big comedy club. This is New York City. This is the melting pot where you got some of everybody. After that is when me and Bert said, is this a New York thing? Did the word get out in New York? And we found out the Shaq's All-Star Comedy Jam was playing on like Showtime around the clock. It was just being pumped all day, all night. And we put up some shows outside and the comedy club started flying. We was adding shows. We said, let's do small theaters. And then I did small theaters. And right after that moment, I taped Seriously Funny. So Shaq's All-Star Comedy Jam hit so hard that by the time I was ready to do Seriously Funny, which was in 3 to 4 months, people were so hyped and ready to see me do something else that became a massive attraction. I damn near defecated on myself before the show because I'm like, man, these people are here. The theater sold out so fast. I had LeBron, Shaq, the whole Cleveland Cavalier team was there at the time. It was unreal. I was like, this is it. This is my moment. I gotta make this a thing.
Wow.
I can't fuck this up. I cannot fuck this up. The show ended up going great, and then from there, the fucking star just continued to rise. If you really dig into everything, it comes from a thought. It comes from a broken down thought. So you can be a person that's just around a bunch of brilliant thoughts and never ask questions, or you can soak some of that shit up. You know what this pandemic showed me, Joe? How our economy really fucking works. Once again, I'm coming from the perspective of a young black man from the hood. I'm from the bottom. I don't know shit about stocks. I don't know nothing about investments. Never have, right? But I know through this pandemic, now that I'm at a point where I'm actually into stocks and I'm investing and putting a portfolio together, well, I really looked at the way that the world moves. I really looked at how we move as people. How are we fucking still going? What are we using? What are we fucking using? This is what I said to my kids. I said, what are you still using? What do you mean? On a day-to-day, what do we have to use? Tell me the things we have to use. Toothpaste. Who makes the toothpaste? They told me who made the toothpaste. Is that a company that you can invest in? Do you feel like everybody uses this toothpaste? If you do, that means that this is a company that's been successful and may be successful for a long time because this is a necessary need of everyone. That's an investment, kids. What else do we use? What else do we use every day? Where do you go? What do you like? In the mornings, Starbucks. Is that an investment? Do you feel like everybody drinks Starbucks? We drink it all the time. You feel like everybody else does too? I think so. That's an investment. That's what you put money in because you feel like it's going to last, it's going to grow. What stores do we go to? Where are we always at? Target? How many people in Target when we go? A lot. Is that an investment? I guess. Why do you guess? At this point, you should know. We talk about it all the time. Why do you think it's an investment, Dad? Why do you think it's not? I'm talking to you about putting money in places where you feel like it's going to grow. Do you feel like Targets are going to shut down tomorrow? Or do you feel like they're going to open more stores? How do you feel? This is a thing that I watch. And this is a thing that I also watch people ignore. This is what's wrong with our world because we don't talk to people enough like this. We don't give them the simplicity behind the way we fucking move and the way the world goes around. If we did get the simplicity, then we could have people taking $20 out their check and creating a portfolio. We could have people taking $40 to $50 out their check and putting it in said thing. Said stock, said thing. Whatever it is, you can be doing it at a younger age. You don't have to have the most crazy amount of money. It can start off with the smallest amounts of money, but you can learn it that can grow. I watch it. I pay attention. That's what gets me fucking going, Joe. I pay attention to everything. My question is, why don't most of us? Why are we comfortable with letting the world just go by?
All right. Again, hopefully you enjoyed this content. This was a really good message from Kevin Hart when regarding financial literacy. And for us, it's our duty. Grant Cardone in 10X says, it's your duty, your obligation, and responsibility to build wealth. That's what you're here for. You're here to pass it on to the next generation and for the next generation to do better. But it starts with being financially literate. There's nothing to this. There's nothing to this at all, folks. Financial literacy is important because otherwise you're going to have, if the next generation is not educated and they are not given the proper information, and what he talked about was sharing information. This is why, for me, it's on my heart to help propel this movement. The true pandemic, in my opinion, is being financially illiterate. When you have bad credit, you don't have any money saved up, you don't have any money. If you have a job and they came in, they cut your position, what do? If you're a man, even a woman at some point, if you're the breadwinner, how do you go to tell your significant other, we can't even make it to the next day? I lost my job. One source of income is zero. For me, the pandemic has taught me we need multiple sources of income. You cannot rely on your job, one source of income anymore. My wife the other day was telling me, actually recently, she does the grocery shopping in the house, and eggs that we used to buy $3.79 have went up to $4. It was 80 cents it went up. So how can you tell me? And that's not just for you. This is for me too. I'm in this with you guys. What I say on this podcast is stuff that not only I have to hold myself accountable, because I can't just be coming in here and sharing information and act like I got it together. I don't have it together too. One thing this pandemic has taught me is you need multiple sources of income. And you got to build generational wealth. Last week, there was an episode. If you haven't heard it, please go listen to it. Steve Harvey talked about how he bought almost 300 acres of land. He figured at the time there's 36 billion land and there's 6 billion people. So that means everyone should have at least 6 acres of land. These are the things that we need to have discussion more about. 36 billion land. So think about that. Financial literacy is our duty, our responsibility, and our obligation. Okay? Until next week, guys. For the word of the day for Creole is Nawe Pita. Means see you guys later. Okay? Appreciate you. Next week. Much love.